Hello one and all, I am Pal of Games, and today we've got a Shinra mirror match. I'm back now, I'm feeling a lot better. Not completely 100%, but hey, it's as close as I'm gonna get. So I've got a photo on deck profile coming up later, but for now, well later today I should say, but for the Duel of the day today, we're running Shinras again. You say why? Well, this was a really good game because it was a mirror match, and I hadn't come across one. Well, I had come across a couple prior to this, but this was the one where I liked it the most because it showed so much variation compared to my own build. And it sort of gives you an idea of how you can run things differently. It might not be the best, or it's just running things differently for more or less the same outcome, because that's how Shinras run. They only have one real outcome, which is to attack head on and rush your opponent down until they can do it. So my favourite first turn play is that Peacekeeper play into the shiny, because it's nice as a blocker. I went over that in the deck profile. If you haven't checked that out already, go ahead. I'll probably leave a link in the description. But yeah, so I milled two Night Siscus. It wasn't the best idea, because obviously you have to, one of them's going to be useless. Regardless, so the card I'm going to want is the Leaf Blow, because it's nice predictive play from the Shinra peak at the end of the opponent's next turn. Ace was like, oh, so he's running Shinras, this is going to be an interesting game then. And at this point, he plays, well, he doesn't play anything when he's revealing, so he reveals a pretty nice outcome, I would say. He obviously opts not to pick out Shiny because it would be a bad idea for him. Because she's basically a great way of just protecting yourself, because she can hardly be touched at all. From this point onwards, it's going to be quite easy for him to play off of that with the Solar Nutrient. This is why people play it, because it makes for an easy lone fire. His variant's running Giga Planet. As I went over, I did try playing it myself. I found it a bit too slow, and it didn't really go well compared to some of the other cards that I run in this deck to make it quicker. But you're more than welcome to try it out yourself. But princesses I didn't actually cover in the deck profile, and that's because I don't know, I just don't really like them in this deck. I mean, I realise they're level 8s and they work well, they have quite nice effects, but I just don't like them, to be honest, in this deck. I mean, but that doesn't stop you playing them. So I'm able to take out that story through that predictive play of the Leaf Flow, which is why I wanted to show off. Another reason, you know, this duel was nice, because it got to show off what I was talking about in the deck profile of how, you know, you can really use Shinra to your advantage in future parts of the game. So from here you can see I've tried to guess, and it hasn't gone well. I milled a lone fire, which is probably the worst thing I could have milled. So from there I decided let's tribute, because that's the best idea from this point in order to stop him getting his Giga Plant back. I go into a Dandelion, which is going to be great because it's going to give me a couple extra tokens to guard me and help safeguard me from any potential OTK I might be able to pull off. Now I reveal a Spirit Tree, so that was quite nice. I wouldn't say that's probably the best thing I could have hoped for. From there I go into Fertilizer. Well, he goes into Fertilizer, I should say, allowing him to go for his Spirit Tree play. He goes into a Peacekeeper, which is quite nice to him actually, allowing him to go for his Lone Fire, which is another great thing about Peacekeeper, allowing that Lone Fire to be used over and over again. He does go into a Princess of Maples, allowing him to go into a level 8 play. I think Fulgrim was probably his best play there, but for me I think it might have been better for him to potentially have gone into a Heliopolis, that Heretic Dragon. I don't know, obviously I can't say if he plays it or not, but I definitely think they're great, especially if you're clogged up with cards in your hand. It allows some real good plays. It will allow him to truck out my peak, these oaths, which give me so much free advantage from them. So I'm able to mill a cluster amaryllis there, which is going to be really nice. As well as putting spore in the grave. From here, you know, I'm going to be allowed to get 2 cluster amaryllises for basically nothing. They're great on their own just because they're level 8s, but because they can inflict 800 when they go back to the grave, it means such great manoeuvres. This is an interesting card he plays. It's a new card, Mysterious Seed Mithra. And I don't know if it's probably the greatest card, but it seems like it's quite versatile for what it does. I mean, you could go into 7s potentially with Mitra if you've got 2. I was actually thinking of what the deck could run. I think some of the princesses are. I can't remember all their names off the top of my head, I'm afraid. So here are torrentials up here, which is quite interesting. Because it's going to mean that he's obviously protected his own monster, but I think that was more of a negative for him than a plus. And he's going to take 1600 there because of Cluster Amaryllis' effect. This is where Cluster Amaryllis really is worth playing, because I'm going to have such a monopoly over the game because of that. So that was not successful, but I am going to be able to get my Cluster Amaryllis back from here. And yeah, it's going to be tricky because you've got to play around their effects. Obviously, if he sends them to the graveyard, he's going to take 800 per one. And he cannot afford to do that at this point now. So he goes for a simple set with Mitra. I don't know if he was going to set up. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. I think most of the princesses are Earth. So that's a card where you could do really well to play them. But I'm obviously going to do Dark Hole here, which is going to send them to a graveyard to activate their effects for the game. So regardless of him saving his monster, that won't make a difference. So he's going to take 1600, and that is going to be game. That was a really fun game. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've liked, I would like if you could leave a like. Please feel free to favourite. It'd be great. If you're a new viewer, it would be nice if you could subscribe. There's great stuff on the channel. Deck profiles, all of the days, every day, mostly, unless I'm dying or something. By dying, I mean ill, but I'm an hypochondriac. And so yeah, less of the rambling and more of the outro. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and goodbye.